Michael M. Eddy was born in Sedalia, Missouri, February 6, 1950. Mike has always had a close tie to Purdue University. His father, Max Eddy, was a professor and a department head in the Polytechnic Institute. At that time, it was technology. Mike spent his early years growing up in this community. He remembers when he was in the 5th grade watching televised lectures.
In the 1960s, Purdue was home base for the Midwest Program of Airborne Television Instruction, or MPATI. In this program, a Purdue airplane flew in figure-8 pattern, broadcasting videotaped instruction to public schools in Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin. I remember as a 6th grader being marched to the school cafeteria 2 or 3 times a week for my Spanish class on a small black and white TV a very long way from my seat.
Mike received his bachelor's in English education, his master's in English literature, and his doctorate in English literature, all from Purdue University. While working on his PhD, he was awarded a David Ross Fellowship. He completed his dissertation in May 1984 while teaching at the University of Illinois. The study examines the grotesque as it existed in the minds of Yeats. Analysis of his use of the term shows that he applied it as a general antithesis to an ideal beauty. The study demonstrates how Yeats employed the different modes of the grotesque in the course of his artistic development. And then Mike's professional career began. From 1983 to 1985, Mike was a visiting assistant professor of business and technical writing for the English department at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Here, Mike taught courses in business, technical, and sales writing. In 1985 to 1986, Mike became a writer and editor for the Office of Engineering Publications, College of Engineering, University of Illinois. Mike was responsible for newsletter and fundraising publications. It was there at that time that Mike began the habit of carrying a red pen in his shirt pocket. On September 1st, 1986, Mike returned to Purdue, where he was hired by Chuck Elliott as the communications coordinator for the Continuing Education Administration and Center for Instructional Services. He eventually became the associate director in 1995. During this time, some of Mike's accomplishments, including winning gold and bronze awards from the National University Continuing Education Association Marketing Awards. At the time, Mike served on many committees, including the Joint Operations Marketing Committee, the Indiana College Network Marketing Committee, and the Indiana Partnership for Higher Education Marketing Committee. From 1997 to 2002, Mike served as the Associate Director at the Center for Lifelong Learning, which then became Extended Campus. Mike directed the units administering evening and extended classes, distance learning courses, travel programs, senior programs, and Purdue educational products. Mike was also responsible for directing the communications unit, responsible for marketing and informational publications and web pages. Until 1999, he also oversaw the University Calendar Office. Mike was Purdue's representative to the Indiana Council for Continuing Education, where he served as the Education Secretary and then President-elect Program Chair until he became president from 2000 to 2002. 1997 was an outstanding year for the National University Continuing Education Marketing Awards, where Purdue took several thanks to Mike's efforts. That same year, the Region 6 University Continuing Education Marketing Awards taken by Purdue included the Excellence Award for Marketing Campaign and the Excellence Award for Video Presentation. During this time, Mike's committee service included the Distance Education Advisory Board, where he helped devise financial policies related to distance learning. The committee also participated in the development of the strategic plan for distance learning at Purdue. Mike also served on the Purdue Committee on Non-Traditional Graduate Education. This committee was formed to develop recommendations on graduate-level certificate programs and policies for graduate residency for non-traditional programs. From 2000 to 2002, Mike served as Purdue's representative to the Post-Secondary Consortium, a consortium of all Indiana public post-secondary institutions to provide a needed training for employees of the Division of Workforce Development. A proposal developed with organizational leadership and supervision was accepted for the offering of a 3-day leadership training program. From 2002 to 2010, Mike was the director for the Continuing Education Division and the Continuing Education Student Learning Center. Mike served on such committees as the IHETS Academic Advisory Committee and the Provost Task Force on Distance Learning. Even though Mike was busy running the Continuing Education Division, he took time to save the trees in front of Stewart Center. It seems the pine needles were falling off and clogging the downspouts. Mike took it to the highest level to ensure that the trees were cared for. These trees still stand in front of Stewart Center. Mike also took time to participate in Leadership Lafayette, and he graduated in the fall of 2007. From 2010 to 2015, Mike was the Assistant Director for Purdue Extended Campus. Mike provided oversight to online learning, degree programs, non-credit programs, and senior programs. And he served as the University Liaison to Deltac, Purdue's online program management partner. Mike has been dedicated to representing the interest of the online or distant students to various campus groups. Some committees that Mike served on during that time include the Graduate Education Advancement Committee, the Graduate Schools Regional Campus Council, the Professional Master's Degree Implementation Task Force, and the System-Wide Online Courses Committee, where he was the chair for the Academic Subcommittee. Mike has also been involved with the University Professional and Continuing Education Association, or UPSIA. In July 2010, Mike presented in Toronto, Canada at the UPSIA Annual Conference. This led to the publication in the Continuing Higher Education Review, co-authored by his colleagues, entitled Transparency, Accountability, and Assessment in Strategic Planning. Mike again presented in the UPSIA National Conference in 2012 with Robin Cunningham and the Wiley partners Marin Motor and Katie Zapata, Scaling of Online Learning at Purdue University. This was again followed up by an article with his colleagues entitled Scaling Online Learning in Tandem, Partnering with an Educational Services Company to Launch Online Degrees. Mike's work was also published in online journals. His article, 6 Elements of a Successful Online Graduate Degree Partnership, published in 2014 in Evolution, Illuminating the Lifelong Learning Movement. In 2015, the same online journal published Mike's 6 Myths about Online Degrees. From 2015 until retirement, Mike served as Director for Digital Education. Here, with the leadership of John Harbour, Mike helped coordinate strategic planning activities to develop an action plan for digital education for the university. He led digital education initiatives, such as using multiple online program management vendors on campus, proctoring, and resolution of compliance issues. Mike has been affiliated with Purdue's President's Council and the Greater Lafayette Chamber of Commerce. One of Mike's biggest accomplishments was receiving the John Christopher Leadership Award for University Professional and Continuing Education Association Central Region in 2015. For the past 31 years, Mike has been coming to Stewart Center every day. These last few years have seen him wrapping up his bucket list projects. These have included leading the redesign of Central Service, managing the Wiley relationship that currently supports 5 online master's programs, advocating for non-traditional students and inclusivity in the redesign of processes. Mike has had a successful career, and we know that he will continue to be successful during this next step of his life, retirement. Good luck, Mike Eddy, the man and his Boilermaker story.